Hello everyone and welcome to our class today. I'm Rachel from Yoga Mara and we are delighted to team up with the fabulous Adair Manor to bring you weekly yoga classes. These are very uncertain times, so with that brings a lot of anxiety, fear, uncertainty and of course stress. So it is important to look after ourselves during this time. So today, hopefully, we will bring some balance, a deep sense of calm and relaxation back to the mind and body so that you are more equipped to tackle whatever obstacle you may be faced with in your day ahead. I hope you enjoyed this class. We're going to begin in a seated cross-legged position. So I have a prop with me, I use a block, but if you don't have one at home, which I don't expect you do, so don't worry, you can use a hardback book, you could use a rolled up towel, or even a cushion to place under the sit bones there, or even a rolled up blanket if you have it, just to make the pose more accessible and more comfortable for you. I'm going to place my prop underneath the sit bones there, coming to the front edge of the sit bones. And this just allows the knees to drop below the hips, creating a nice sense of opening in the hip area, particularly if you are quite tight. Sitting at a desk all day will do that. We do tend to shorten the hip flexors, so this allows that opening, while creating that lovely lengthening and elongation in the spine and through the upper body. So when you're ready, relax the hands down on the thighs. Palms can face down or up to the sky, your choice, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And on an inhale, let's roll the shoulders up to the ears. As you exhale, draw them down the spine, opening that heart and chest, allowing the collarbone to broaden here, and if it's comfortable and safe for you to do so, you can start to draw the eyelids closed. You can also just keep the gaze downward if that feels better for you, your choice. And just taking this time to find stillness before we move into our flow. We always begin our yoga class with some mindfulness, helping ourselves to find some grounding here. So just taking this time to fully arrive at your mat today, for whatever reason you have come, and start to draw the attention to the ground supporting you. Notice how the body feels against the floor, what parts of the body are making contact with the earth, with your yoga mat. And just now drawing the awareness to any sensations you may be feeling in the body, any tightness or tension you may be holding on to. And just sending the breath to nourish that area. This time of stillness and quiet can really help to deepen our understanding with ourselves and our connection to the self. In this busy and chaotic world we live in, we tend to lose that connection. And although we may think we're doing fine, we feel fine, it's when we pause and become still that often we are taught a lot more about ourselves, things we never knew were even there. So just showing gratitude to yourself for taking this opportunity to dig deeper, to find grounding and balance into your day. And before we begin, I'd like to invite you to bring a theme of trust into your practice today, developing a sense of trust with yourself and with me, trusting me to take you safely through this practice. In mindfulness, developing a sense of trust can really help us to keep going in times of hardship and times of struggle. Know that these experiences, these obstacles that we are faced with, have something to teach us. Nothing is permanent. Trust that with time, these feelings too, these situations will pass. We often experience moments of doubt, particularly during these times. Just allowing yourself to trust in the process, trust in your body, trust in your own personal experiences, and in your capacity for understanding them. Bringing the awareness to the breath now, slowing the breath down. As you inhale, breathing in through the nostrils, filling up the chest, the lungs, going all the way into the base of the belly here. Taking a slight pause after the inhale if you wish. And as you exhale, side out through the mouth, letting everything go. Well done, let's go for 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Good job. Inhale, taking in how you wish to feel today. Exhale, letting it all go. Whatever does not serve you, releasing it on the exhale. Good job. Coming back to your own natural flow of breath now, releasing any control of the breathing. And I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice today. However you wish to feel, whatever you need to hear. And just saying this mentally now and carrying it with you through your practice and throughout your day ahead. Maybe beginning your mantra with I choose to be. Finishing that statement with whatever words resonate with you. Or maybe you wish to set an intention, sending it out to somebody in need of your love and compassion. In your own time, gently opening the eyelids here, bringing a soft gaze, getting that nice sense of calm within. Inhale as you draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale as you loop them down the spine. Well done, everyone. Beginning our warm-up now. I'm just going to remove my prop from underneath. You can keep yours if you wish, particularly if you do find that the spine is rounding in your cross-legged position without it. That prop will help to just keep that nice elongation here if you're not used to practicing yoga. So don't worry if you want to keep it there, go for it. From here we're going to move into a lateral stretch, placing both hands either side of the body, warming up the side body here. Pressing into that left hand, taking an inhale as you reach up with the right. Finding length through the fingertips. On an exhale, bending into that left elbow as you reach up and over with that right arm. So option to bring the gaze forward if there is any strain on the neck. Chin is up, so it's not tucked in. Or if you wish, drawing the gaze up overhead. Pressing into that left sit bone and the right sit bone. Good job. Inhale as you float that arm up to the sky. Exhale, float it down, pressing into opposite hand this time. So into the right hand. Inhale, reach up with left. Exhale as you bend and move the body over to the right side this time. So again, bending into that right elbow, reaching up and over with that left arm, pressing into that left sit bone, making sure you're not coming off that hip. Taking one deep cycle of breath here, good job. Well done. Inhale as you reach up, exhale, float it down. Well done. Finding a nice spinal twist now to warm up the spine and get those juices flowing, working those internal organs. When you're ready, drawing that right hand over left knee, bringing opposite hand behind you at the base of the spine. Taking inhale, find length through the crown of the head. So really as if somebody's pulling you up with a string from the crown of the head. As you exhale, you're going to move the torso only towards the left. So really moving the head, heart and pelvis together. Nice gentle twist here. Don't be afraid to just come into it nice and easy. You're not pushing yourself too hard. I'm just really warming up that thoracic spine, working on digestion. Super one for detox. Option if you are more flexible to bring the gaze all the way over, deepening that stretch. Well done. Inhale as you reach up with that left arm. And on the exhale, we're going to sweep it over, bringing it in front of that right knee, walking that hand over to the right hand side and dropping the gaze down, keeping those left sit bones planted into the earth. Breathing here as you walk the fingertips up towards the front. And exhale. Your next inhale, slowly sweeping that arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale to float it down, releasing that right hand. Good job. Swapping it over, this time bringing left hand over right knee and sweeping right hand behind you at the base of the spine. Good job. Inhale, final end, creating that lovely elongation in the upper body. Exhale as you twist. So moving that chest, the heart, rib cage, and the head all coming in one line. Option to go deeper if you wish, to bring the gaze towards that right shoulder. Good job. As you inhale, find space in the body. You're creating that lovely space. And as you exhale, you're moving into that space. Super. On your next inhale, releasing that back hand, reaching up and placing that right arm and hand all the way over in front of that left knee. And walking the fingertips up slightly, pressing into that right sit bone, keeping both sit bones grounded into the earth. Beautiful, well done, lovely one for the hip flexors and the inner thighs, especially the lower back. Inhale as you reach up with that right arm, and exhale to float it down, releasing that left hand out. Well done. From here, staying in cross-legged position, we're just going to swap the legs over. So bringing the back leg to the front this time, and again just shifting to the front edge of that sit bones, keeping them planted on the earth, bringing hands in front. Nice long spine. And from here, we're just going to walk the hands nice and gently towards the front. Option to just stay here if you feel a stretch in the inner legs, the hip flexors, then you hold it there. Only going to your own personal edge. If you have accessibility here, if you have range to go deeper, then start to walk the hands out in front, at the same time sending the energy into those sit bones as you drop the gaze down, letting the head hang. And breathe. Always remembering to breathe. Your breath is one of your most powerful tools in yoga. So keeping nice, long, even breaths in each pose will give you a good indication on where your own edge is. So always feeling a nice stimulating sensation without being overwhelmed. Inhale as you walk the hands back up to center, slowly stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Head coming up last. Good job, everyone. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and our knees into a tabletop position. So bringing the hands in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips, my feet are untucked. My fingers are nice and spread apart, especially nice wide gap between index and thumb. So you're relieving any pressure from the wrist there as you press into the 10 finger points. So you should be able to see the point of the fingertips. You're pushing away from the earth. I'm not collapsing into the chest area here. I'm keeping nice and strong, coming into this with integrity. This is your tabletop pose, nice neutral spine. Getting ready for our cat-cow sequence. Inhale as the belly drops, chest opens up. You're rotating elbow creases to the front of your mat. Gazes forward, option to bring it all the way up. Tailbone to the sky. This is your cow pose. Exhale as you push through the hands and knees, rounding the spine, tailbone tucked in, and really drawing that navel in towards the spine. This is your cat pose. Inhale, belly drops, coming into cow. Chest opens, shoulders lead back. Exhale as you round the spine, drawing navel in, tailbones tucked in, creating that lovely arch in the spine. Let's go for one more. Inhale. Lovely warm up for the back body. Really broadening through the shoulders here. On your next inhale, coming back to a tabletop position. Hands in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips. From here, we're going to bring the knees out nice and wide, almost towards the edges of your mat. I'm going to come to the edge of my mat. You don't have to, but bringing the knees wider than the hips. Bringing big toes to touch, sending the hips back to the heels, walking the hands out in front. Take an inhale here, lift the chest, and exhale as you melt the heart and the forehead to relax down onto the mat, finding your first extended child's pose, Balasana. This is a rest and relaxation pose. So here you're just focusing on the breath now, coming back to that present moment, coming back to find that grounding in the mind and body. Walking the fingertips up towards the mat, the top of the mat, finding length through the upper arms, the shoulders. And as you exhale, growing heavy in the hips. So feeling that lovely lengthening in the back body. And at the same time, a lovely opening in the hips and the ankles. Good job. Just connecting with the breath, keeping it nice and long. And deep. Bringing the awareness back to your intention. Trust in the process. Trust in yourself. Well done. Take an inhale as you draw the gaze up. Slowly walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, nice and gently, bringing knees back underneath the hips, finding that tabletop position once more. From here, we're going to tuck the toes under, coming onto the balls of the feet there and the tips of the toes. We're going to press away from the earth. On an inhale, start to hover those knees over the mat, drawing navel in towards the spine, keeping nice and strong in the shoulder area. Well done. On your next inhale, start to send those hips all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, drawing heels down to the earth, allowing the head to hang in between your two arms, gazes at the gap in between your two feet. And we're just going to pedal the feet out here, pedal the legs, bend and extend opposite legs one at a time, finding our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana here. So stretching out the backs of the calves, the hamstrings, especially at the beginning of your class. They will be tight, so don't worry about giving some nice movement into your down dog. Option to sway from side to side if you need to. Add on that extra adjustment there in the hips and the torso. Well done, everyone. So here, making sure the fingers are nice and spread apart, shoulders are away from the ears and rotated outwards. And just creating that lovely spaciousness in the entire body in this pose. It's a beautiful one. From here, you can option to bring a soft bend in the knee if you need to, or otherwise start to draw those heels back to the earth, finding a still down dog here. Don't worry about getting the heels all the way to the mat for today. Just know you're going at your own pace, finding your own stretch. Well done. On an inhale, let's walk the feet nice and slowly up to meet the hands. Feet are hip-width distance apart, so you can measure 2 fists in between your 2 feet. That will indicate the correct stance to take. Coming to the top of your mat, finding that nice stance here with the feet, allowing the head to hang. And from here, we're going to slide the hands up onto shins on an inhale as you create a nice long spine. Here, this is your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Gazes at the floor. So here, shoulders lead back, nice L shape in the body. Exhale as you fall forward, chest comes to thighs. So here you can wrap hands around the shins, ankles. If you're more advanced in your practice, you can loop the 2 peace fingers around the big toes, drawing chest to thighs, and again, option to bring a nice generous bend into the knee. Hips are over ankles. Well done. And an inhale, let's sweep those arms out, coming all the way up. Bringing our hands and palms together, gazes at the thumbs, upward salute. Exhale as you draw hands together into heart center for Tadasana. And just taking a moment here, connecting back with the breath. Tuning into the heart rate now. Notice how you feel. Slowly warming up the body, building up that energy and heat. Inhale as you sweep arms out, coming all the way up. Exhale as you hinge from the hips, drawing the midline with the hands all the way down the body. Inhale as you lift halfway. Exhale as you press the palms down onto the mat. Step right foot back, step left foot back, find plank pose. Drawing navel in towards spine. Nice and strong in the shoulder area. Option to bring 2 feet together or keep them apart. When you're ready, dropping knees down, untucking the toes. Exhale as you hug the elbows into the rib cage and slowly lower knees, chest and chin. Eventually the whole body coming down onto the mat. Let's move those hands back to the midline of the chest. And we're really drawing those elbows in. Inhale as you peel the chest up, pressing into the palms, but really engaging those lower back muscles to find Cobra Pose. Don't worry about coming up too high, nice and gently. Exhale as you tuck toes under, pressing onto the palms, knees, hips come up and plug the heels to find downward facing dog. And again, option to pedal the feet out there. That was our first vinyasa. We will be taking a couple more throughout the class. I'll offer different variations if you want to advance your practice today. So just, again, tuning into your own body and respecting its own limits. Good job. On an inhale, we're going to start to draw, come up on that left tippy toes as you bend that right knee in and round the spine, drawing knee to chin. From here, stepping that foot in between the two hands. If the foot only comes as far as here, you can take the hand around the ankle and just work it all the way up. Dropping down on that back knee and tucking back toes, finding a low lunge here. So here, you're going to lunge into that front knee. So your right knee should be in line with right ankle. And your fingers are either side of that foot. Option to heel toe that foot out to the edge of the mat to open up the hips, create more space there for your lunge. Good job. So you're not collapsing the chest on the thigh here, you're coming up nice and strong. Just gently tapping fingertips on the mat. Good, lovely hip opener here. Inhale as you draw arms forward, coming all the way up on the inhale. As you exhale, we're going to spread the wings, open the arms out, feeling that beautiful stretch of the shoulders and the front body. Inhale as you sweep it up, drawing circles. Let's go for 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, good job. Moving with your own breath, you don't have to follow me. And exhale. Allowing your breath to guide the movement. Inhale as you draw both arms up, staying here at the top. On an exhale, we're going to release both hands, placing our right hand on left thigh and bringing our left hand to the outside of that right knee. Finding a gentle twist here on the exhale as we move the torso towards the right side of the mat. So gently coming into this again. Option to bring your gaze over that right shoulder if you find more depth in your twist. Good. Inhale as you slowly come back towards center. Release the hands. Frame that right foot. Untuck left toes. Come off that left knee. Step right foot back. Find plank. On an exhale, we're going to come into our vinyasa. So option to drop the knees down, hug the elbows in as we did before. If you wish to invite a challenge into your vinyasa today, option to send the shoulders over the wrists. On the exhale, hug the elbows in as you hover the body over the mat. Inhale as you find upward facing dog or cobra pose. That's always an option too. For up dog, shoulders in line with wrists, hips and thighs hover over the mat. Feet are untucked, shoulders lean back. Good job. Exhale as you tuck toes under, lift the hip bones all the way up to the sky. Exhale, plug the heels, downward facing dog. Well done everyone, breathing here. As you inhale, lift the sit bones up. Exhale, plug the heels, melt the heart towards the thighs. Well done. Inhale as you come right up onto the right tippy toes, bend that left knee in, round the spine, draw knee to chin, and step it all the way through, finding that nice low lunge. Nice wide stance, again option to take the hand around the ankle, drop down on that back leg, untuck the right toes. Coming up onto the fingertips, again we're not collapsing down into this. When you're ready and you've found that nice stability, inhale as you draw arms forward, coming all the way up. Exhale as you sweep the arms out and sink the hips into the earth. Inhale as you draw forward, coming all the way up. Exhale. Letting go of all that tension and hot, stale air. Inhale, beautiful. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, make it your biggest breath. And exhale, side out. Good job. Inhale as you draw arms up, hold it here. So lifting the hips up. Really tucking tailbone in here, draw navel into spine so we're not sending, collapsing into that lunge here. We're coming in nice and strong. On the exhale, we're going to relax the hands, bringing our right hand outside left knee and placing that left hand to the right thigh. If that's successful, option to bring it all the way around to the right hip crease to the right hip. If you have that range of motion, don't worry if not. And when you're ready, on an exhale, start to twist and move that upper body towards the left side of the mat this time. Bringing your gaze, if you wish, over that left shoulder. Just remembering not to push yourself too much. Just going to that point where you feel a nice stretch. Good. Inhale as you slowly release the hands, coming back to center. framing that left foot, tucking right toes under, come off the right knee. Step left foot back, find plank pose. And from here, choosing your own vinyasa, so taking your own variation. Exhale, I'm going to drop my knees down for this one, hug the elbows in, and lower the body all the way down. Inhale as you peel the chest up, find cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to lower, press down, tuck the toes under, press into the palms, hips up, plug the heels, downward facing dog. Good job, you've got this. When you're ready, after one more deep cycle of breath, in through the nose, exhale, side out. Good job. Grounding into that left leg, left foot, sending that right leg all the way back as you inhale, coming into a three-legged dog. Come up onto the left tippy toes and exhale as you send that heel down. Here is what we call a three-legged dog. So really find that lovely lengthening through the leg, all the way through the tippy toes. Exhale as you bend that right knee, coming up onto the left tippy toes as you round the spine, drawing knee to chin. And when you're ready, stepping that foot in between your two hands, just like we did before. This time, keeping back leg off the mat. From here, knee in line with ankle once more, come up onto the fingertips. Taking an inhale as you draw arms forward, coming all the way up. Finding a high lunge here. So really find length through the fingertips on the inhale. Really drawing shoulders down away from the ears as you exhale, sinking those hips down. Nice. Inhale, find length. And on your next exhale, we're going to pivot on that back foot, opening the arms out, shoulder level, finding warrior two pose. So here you want to make sure that that knee is in line with ankle. You should be able to see your big toe in front of that right knee. So working that knee out to the right hand side, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Arms are shoulder level, gazes over that right hand. And my torso is nice and centered, I'm not reaching forward. So keeping nice and strong. Virabhadrasana 2. Let's flip that right palm. Take an inhale as we reach up and over with that right arm, finding our reverse warrior. Good. Option to bring the gaze in front or all the way up overhead. Inhale as you extend that front leg. Exhale as you float the arms back, shoulder level. Flipping the palms. Take an inhale, and this time I want you to imagine somebody is pulling you towards the front of the mat, moving the torso only, and exhale as you float the arms down and up, finding your Trikonasana pose, triangle pose. This is a beautiful posture, an all-rounder really, and targets every area of the body. So really finding that beautiful opening in the hips, as well as the shoulder and chest area, lifting from the kneecaps, feeling in the inner thighs, working everything here, so you're really making sure that those hips stay square to the side of the mat. Good job. Option to bend into that front leg, reaching down inside with that right palm. And if that's not accessible, you can take your block and place it inside. This is a middle setting. This is high if you are feeling a little bit tight today. It's just choosing your own variation. And when you're ready, inhale as you come back up for warrior two. Exhale as you cartwheel the hands, framing that right foot, turning on left tippy toes, step right foot back, find plank. On an exhale, let's chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. Your choice. And exhale, tucking the toes under, lift the hips up, find downward facing dog. Good job. Well done. On an inhale, we're going to ground through that right leg this time. And from here, taking an inhale as you draw the left leg all the way up, finding that three-legged dog, coming up on tippy toes. Exhale as you plug the heel. On your next exhale, bending that left knee, rounding the spine, drawing knee to chin. And when you're ready, step it all the way through, finding that nice low lunge here. So I'm going to move to the other side of the mat so that my back isn't facing you. You guys stay where you are, just for the left side for me so you can see everything. So finding that nice low lunge, coming up onto the fingertips, back heel off the mat. Inhale as you draw arms forward, coming all the way up. Inhale, find length through the fingertips, really tucking that tailbone in. Exhale as you sink the hips down. So maybe finding that nice wide stance in between the 2 feet. If your legs are longer, you might want to push that back leg all the way towards the back of the mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, let's pivot on that back foot. Opening the arms out shoulder level, finding warrior two on the left. So making sure front knee is in line with ankle and working that knee outwards. So really feeling it in the inner thighs here. Nice and strong with the arms. Inhale as you flip that left hand and reach up and over to reverse the warrior. So you can just rest that right hand on your shin or ankle, reaching up and over with the left. Inhale as you extend that front leg. Exhale as you float the arms, bringing them back to shoulder level. Flip the palms, finding Trikonasana. And when you're ready, inhale as if somebody is pulling you to the left side this time, reaching all the way forward. And exhale as you come all the way down, finding your lovely triangle pose, Trikonasana. Option to bring the gaze just in front if there is any tightness or stiffness in the neck area, otherwise gazing up towards that right hand, really opening the hips so my hips aren't tilted to one side. Good job. Feeling that lovely lengthening on the right side body. Bending into that left knee this time, bringing left hand inside the left foot. Again, option to take your block and use it to help prop you into this. Good job. Inhale, remove the block as you come back up, find warrior two. And exhale as you windmill the hands, framing that left foot. Turning on the right tippy toes, step left foot back, find plank. And exhale as you move into your own variation of your vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, tucking toes under. Hips up, plug the heels. Downward facing dog. And just cuddling it out here, well done. Shimmy back to the breath, good. Inhale as you walk feet up to meet the hands. Nice and slowly, I'm going to turn it over to the front again. You stay where you are. So we're coming to the front of our mats here. Our feet are hip width distance apart. I'm just going to allow the head to hang. Finding our lovely ragdoll pose. So here you're going to just clasp onto the elbows with opposite hands. Again, option to bring a slight bend in the knee. And start to allow the head and the arms to weigh you to the earth. So just letting gravity do its work here. Maybe inviting a gentle sway into the upper body. This is a lovely one for the lower back. So if you have any tightness in the lower back, this is a really nice way to relieve any pressure from that area. Opening it all up. Just letting everything hang. Keeping those hips over heels. So weight is in the front of the feet here. Good job. On an exhale, releasing the hands. Take an inhale as you slide hands onto shins, finding that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chest comes to thighs. Let's go for two more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Maybe going a bit deeper now. Hold it here. Beautiful start for the hamstrings. On your next inhale, sweeping arms out, coming all the way up, upward salute. Gazes out the thumbs, and exhale, hands come to heart center, Tadasana. Good job. Releasing the hands here. Well done, everybody. From here, we're going to come down onto our mat, sitting down into the middle of the mat, really, and we're going to extend legs out. So, making sure both legs are extended and you're into the front edge of that sit bone. Legs are extended, but there's an option to have a bend in the knee if your hamstrings are quite tight. And again, an option to place a prop, whatever you have, underneath the sit bones to make sure that the spine doesn't round and that you can find that nice lengthening here. Taking an inhale as you draw both arms up towards the sky, finding length. On an exhale, you're going to hinge forward from the hips and fold, bringing chest to thighs. Placing hands around the shins, the ankles, or the soles of the feet, depending on your own flexibility here. And just allowing the head to drop. Each inhale, start to lift the chest up, find length, creating space in the body. And as you exhale, moving into that space as you fold. So really making sure that you're not rounding the spine here, you're not creating a gap between the chest and thighs. Don't worry if you have to bend the knees here to find that nice lengthening and hinge movement from the hips. When you're ready, taking another nice deep cycle breath here. Finding your own variation in this beautiful posture. Well done. Inhale as you slowly start to roll the body back up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Crown of the head up last. Gentle shoulder roll here. Well done. From here we're going to bend that right leg in. So we're going to draw that right heel towards the pelvis. And from here we're going to send that knee out to the right hand side. So I'm going to face you guys. It might be easier to see. So right knee in. Placing it out to the sides, the sole of that right foot is against that left thigh. Grounding into both sit bones, taking an inhale as you draw both arms up. Moving the torso over that left leg. Exhale as you hinge from the hips and fold. Bringing the chest and the body over that left leg. Option to place hands down, wrap them around the shins or ankles, depending on the sole of the feet, depending on your own flexibility here. Well done. Really nice and deeply. On your next inhale, we're going to reach up with that right arm as you exhale, plant it down behind you. On your next inhale, we're going to send the hips up, reaching all the way up and all the way back with that left arm. Option to just keep it up in front or all the way back. Moving into a gentle back bend here. Exhale as you lower the hips down onto the mat. Placing hand down, reaching up with the right arm, and exhale as you fold. Let's go for two more. Inhale. Exhale, plant it down. Inhale, lift the hips up, pressing into that back hand, reaching up and all the way back with that left hand. Exhale to lower. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold. Take a breath here. Good job. Inhale as you slowly roll the body back up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Crown the head up last. Let's swap the legs over, so extending your right leg and bending left leg in. So really working that heel all the way in towards the pelvis. Sending that knee out to the left hand side, so that left foot against right thigh. Take an inhale, draw both arms up, and move the torso over that right leg this time. Flexing that right foot. Exhale as you hinge forward, folding forward here. And again, option to place hands around shins, ankles, or the sole of the foot, depending on your flexibility. If you want to get a bit of a back stretch in here, you can start to bring that left hand to the outside of that right foot. And breathing through it. Good. Inhale as you reach up with that left arm. Exhale to plant it down behind you. Press down into that back hand. Inhale as you lift the hips up. Reaching all the way up with that right arm. Option to keep it here or draw it all the way back, finding a lovely back bend and chest opener here. Beautiful heart opener. Exhale as you slowly lower the hips down, releasing that hand. Inhale as you float that left arm up, and exhale, fold it over. Let's go for two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lifting the hips up. Reaching all the way back if you wish. You don't have to, so don't worry. Exhale to lower the hips. Reaching down. Inhale, lifting that left arm up. Exhale, fold. Feeling more open as you go through each one. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, follow your own breath. Don't worry about following me. Moving into it with whatever pace feels good for you. Nice. Exhale to lower. Reaching down, reaching up, and exhale, fold. Breathing here. Feeling more space in the body to go deeper. Inhale as you slowly start to roll that body back up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Crown of the head up last. Good job. I'm just going to turn and face the front of my mat. From here, we're going to scooch the bum down, coming down onto the soles of the feet. So our feet are in front of the knees, about 6 inches. Reaching forward with those hands. Exhale as we slowly start to melt the body back down. One vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way down to head and shoulders. Release the hands. Walking the heels up towards the buttocks. We're going to place our right heel or ankle over our left thigh. Pressing that right knee out to the right hand side. Inhale as you lift left leg up. Interlace fingers around that left thigh. And exhale as you start to draw that left knee in towards the body, the chest. Feeling it in your outer right hip flexor there. And the glute, it's a beautiful stretch, or eye of the needle pose. So just using that right arm to work that knee out to the right hand side. Flexing both feet here to engage and activate both legs. Good job. Shoulders and hips are planted on the floor. Exhale, release the hands. Slowly lower that left foot down. Release the right. And let's swap it over. Left foot and ankle around right thigh. Lift that right leg up. Interlace the fingers around that right thigh. And exhale as you draw that knee in towards the chest. Ooh, I can feel it there. So just working that left knee out to the left hand side, making sure both feet are flexed. And as you exhale, drawing that knee in closer towards the body. If you are quite flexible and you're not feeling anything here, you can just start to draw the head up as you cradle both arms around that shin and extend that right leg out, eventually starting to draw that head back. So just choosing your own variation in this one. I know I can feel it here anyway, so I'm going to stay here. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, releasing the hands, slowly lowering that right foot down onto the mat, drawing left back. Inhale as you lift both feet off the mat, finding a tabletop position, so like a 90-degree angle with the legs, extending both arms at either side. So here we're moving into a supine twist. Exhale as you start to draw those knees over to the right, lifting that left hip off the mat, nice and gently, and bringing the gaze over your left shoulder. So if that left shoulder tends to come off the mat, you can bring those knees up towards the center. What you don't want is for the shoulder to come off. So making sure they're planted on the floor as you draw knees over to the right, gaze over the left. Good job. Breathing here. On your next inhale, slowly bring the knees back through center. On an exhale, drawing them over to the opposite side this time, bringing gaze over right, knees over to the left. Beautiful one for just creating that lovely stress relief from the body. As if you're wringing out a wet cloth, that's what you're doing with the spine. So when you come out of it, you're sending that fresh energy, fresh blood, fresh oxygen into the whole body. That's why the spinal twist has so many benefits. Inhale as you draw knees back up to center. And when you're ready, drawing both knees in together, hugging knees in towards the chest. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side, massaging out the lower back. Well done. And you're ready, releasing the hands. And we're going to send the soles of the feet to the sky, bending both knees and spreading the legs out nice and wide, threading the arms inside the legs. As we reach for the shins, ankles, or the soles of the feet, depending on your own flexibility. And moving into our wonderful happy baby pose, one of my favorite poses. So don't be afraid to smile in it. It can feel like a bit of a goofy one. But what you want is to draw the knees in towards the shoulders, so feeling that lovely opening in the hips. So really getting a nice wide stance with the legs, making sure soles of the feet face the sky, hips and shoulders planted on the ground. Option 2, give a gentle sway from side to side, massaging out the lower back. And again, if you wish, you can start to extend and bend opposite legs, finding that lovely adjustment and movement here in your happy baby before moving into Shavasana. Good job. In your own time, when you're ready, releasing the hands, wrapping the arms around the knees, giving a gentle rock from side to side as you hug knees in towards the chest. Well done. Releasing the hands, palms facing down, and slowly starting to extend the legs out here. Finding our Shavasana pose. So finding a nice comfortable position lying down. I'm just going to switch the music, get something more relaxing for us here. So what you want in Shavasana is to remove any distractions now. So if you are feeling a little bit cold wherever you are, maybe putting something on that keeps you warm, so that you don't have anything pulling for your attention other than what might be going on in the mind. So what you want to do is make sure that the feet are wider than the hips and toes are turned out and away from one another. Palms are facing the sky, and Your arms are almost in that nice wide V shape, away from the body. And your eyes still closed if that feels safe for you to do so. And all I want you to do here is to find stillness. This is one of the most important poses in our class, in our practice. Our Shavasana pose, dead body pose. So it is a very restful posture, but it can be quite challenging for some, for many. Because we're practicing that stillness, we're quietening the mind, settling everything down, allowing the whole body to melt into the floor. And it's only when we find this stillness that we can become more aware of how busy our minds are, how busy our thoughts may be. So just noticing now how the body feels, any sensations that may be pulling for your attention. Allowing all the muscles to relax and soften here, particularly the muscles in the face, the lower jaw. And when you're ready, just drawing the focus to the breath. Drawing the attention inwards now, without changing the breath, just notice what's happening. Feeling the belly and chest rise and fall as you inhale and exhale. And as your mind wanders, which it will, so don't worry, completely normal for it to do so. Once you notice what's happening, that your mind has been taken away from the present moment, without trying to push anything away, without trying to suppress any emotions or feelings or thoughts, just allow whatever it is to come up. And observe it with kindness, without judgment, with compassion. Trust that these feelings, these emotions, these thoughts are here to teach you something about yourself. And in order for us to heal, we do have to feel and recognize what already is there. So be gentle to yourself, be kind. And each time the mind wanders, as you draw the awareness to what comes up, allowing it to let go on the exhale, coming back to the breath each time, anchoring you into the present moment. Trusting in your body, trusting yourself, trusting in your own feelings and experiences. If you have the time to stay here, please do so. I would recommend between 10 to 15 minutes if you have the time. It can be highly beneficial to the body and mind, allowing that deeper connection and sense of calm and peace within. If you don't and you wish to join me, you can start to invite some movement back into the fingers and the toes. Gently taking a stretch overhead if that feels good for you. Maybe moving the head from the right to the left. And with eyes closed, slowly bending the knees, coming over onto your right side into the fetal position. Tucking knees into the chest. Pressing into the palm on an exhale, slowly bringing yourself up to a cross-legged position, just like we began our practice today. This time, bringing hands together in prayer, in Anjali Mudra, palms to chest, making that connection with the heart. Just allowing everything to settle here. Relax the shoulders, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Noticing a new attitude of kindness, of trust and openness within. Bowing chin to chest as we show gratitude to ourselves. Showing gratitude to yourself for showing up on the mat today. Well done. What a great and strong flow. I'd like to extend my gratitude to you all for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing your energy from all different parts of the world. And just bringing our attention back to that theme of trust. During these times, we must trust that we can learn so much from this obstacle that's being placed in front of us. Trust that we will grow stronger from this. And although we feel so apart and isolated, for me it feels like we've created a deeper connection than we have before. So trust that you will move forward with a deeper connection to yourself, a deeper understanding of yourself, and a deeper connection to others. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.